Okay, welcome to a quick lesson on personality and feelings. We're also going to study auxiliary verbs because there are at least 5 different reasons that we use auxiliary verbs. Sorry that I've put them on this side and then this side, I don't know why. But we've got 5 different reasons, and actually auxiliary verbs include modal verbs. Let's get that straight, yeah, because a modal verb is a type of auxiliary verb. It's a subset of auxiliary verbs. Modal verbs, some auxiliary verbs aren't modals. Do, does, did, have, has. These are ordinary verbs. And I say that because they change when you say I do, he does. I have, he has. You don't say I can, he cans. You don't say I must, he musts. And that's why can and must are modal verbs, but do, have, and is, they're ordinary verbs, auxiliary verbs. We use auxiliary verbs to make questions, negatives, passive, tenses, and I'm not going to talk about those today because we do those in other classes. We study questions in another class, we study passive in another class, we study tenses in many other classes. And so we're not going to talk about that, but we will talk about question tags. And when we go through these, you will pick up some personality and feeling vocabulary because I've put lots on the board. So firstly, we use them for question tags, which is when you check information. You give a sentence like, he is always looking at himself in the mirror. And then to check that the other person agrees with you, you say, isn't he? Yeah, isn't he? And it means, isn't that true? Isn't it true that he is always looking at himself in the mirror? And I want you to notice that when you make a question tag, you need to use the same